My name's Treen. I'm the National Director of Unite Union. I'm also spokesperson for Global Peace and Justice Auckland. And these issues, to my view, are connected. We formed Global Peace and Justice Auckland to oppose New Zealand's involvement in a war against Iraq. We knew it was being based on lies. We knew that it would be a disaster for that country and the region, and that has proved to be the case. We now have had a series of wars across the Middle East against Iraq and against Syria and against Libya and against whoever. There's wars in Somalia, there's wars in the Sudan, and whole countries have been disintegrated because that region sits on a pile of oil. That region sits on one of the most important resources, and we have a country that treats the world as that it should be its colonies. A country like the United States, and that uses its allies like New Zealand, usually to pursue an agenda across the world to enrich itself and destroy any chance of an opposition developing. And this is happening and continues to happen in the world, and it's happening with Venezuela today. So just as they lied about Iraq, they are lying about Venezuela today. Don't believe it, because we need the truth to be told. They cannot, and we cannot be allied with systems that think they can appoint the president of a country, systems and governments that think that they can tell the entire world what it must do. We are part, like Nikki explained, we are part of this tiny little white Anglo-Saxon world of spy agencies, the Five Eyes Network, which has got one eye, a Five Eyes Network of New Zealand, the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada, the white Anglo-Saxon world, which follows the dictates of the United States. Former Prime Minister Longy said he didn't even know what was happening through those networks and through the Waihope spy base until Nikki wrote his book. But I don't know whether to believe him or not, but it's a pretty sad state of affairs that these people and these alliances and these things run their agenda for the world, and their agenda made us blind to this terror attack. Their agenda made us blind to that possibility. Their agenda was making us harass Muslim people in this country and not look for the threats that happen. You're right, the security intelligence, I agree with Nikki. The security intelligence services should be abolished rather than simply amended, because they have no security, no intelligence, and they don't provide a service to anybody that I can see. We need to organise. We need to connect. That's you, the stalwarts who are here. We need to, not just at an individual level, challenge every racist we come across. Not just on an individual level, speak up when we need to speak up. But we need to connect. We need to organise in our churches, in our unions, in our schools, in our universities, every institution, create a movement and a connectedness and a holding hands together so that we can take responsibility for protecting ourselves. We can take responsibility for protecting Muslims. We can't rely on the spy agencies. We can't rely on governments. We can't rely on institutions that are institutionally biased against us. We have to take responsibility to protect ourselves and change New Zealand into a society where there is equality. Because people fighting over scraps, fighting each other over scraps, is not what we in New Zealand are. We should be building tens of thousands of state homes. We shouldn't be relying on the private enterprise, the market, to produce the solutions to us. After World War II, when we had less than half the population we had today, the government decided to solve the housing crisis by building 10,000 state houses every year. They built working class communities. They didn't turn state housing into something only for beneficiaries and refugees and the very, very poorest, because that just marginalises and makes people and creates conditions for making people fighting over the scraps, making people jealous over who has access to what. I grew up in a state house. I grew up in a working class community, Panmure. And those communities were where people worked. Those communities, you believed you had a right to a home, and your home was a state house. Your home, and this, we will never be able to become a property-owning democracy again at the prices we have today. So the government should be taking responsibility. The housing problem is a housing problem the government could take responsibility for. Those are the sort of things where we have social solutions, social questions, equal access to all resources, and end the growing and evil inequality that exists in this society. And then we can create a world where we have peace. Peace here, peace in Aotearoa, and also peace in the world. Kia ora.